Hi guys, and thank you for joining me. This is the 8th video I have voiced over this morning. So I have 12 minutes left to go and then I can start uploading them. Yay! This is a picture of my home and the street I grew up on in Washington, and it was the morning we were leaving. We were all packed up. The U-Haul was waiting for me to pull in behind. My dad was still in the house, kind of checking over things and making sure everything was packed, and the house was bare empty. I mean, I had scrubbed the thing the night before, so there was nothing there. I think it was just his time to kind of say his little goodbyes. But I'm using my Maggie Holmes, oh no, I'm sorry, my Dear Lizzy Fifth and Frolic, and I had purchased some of the or the core kit with my mother-in-law at Michael's. So now I have some cards to kind of add to it and help me out with that. Before I just had the paper pack. So while they were doing that, I took one last picture of the front of the house. And the house is on a hill, so it's a two-story home. You can't tell by here because when you go in the house, you can either go straight to stay on that top level, or you can go to the right and go downstairs, which leads into the basement. But I had to get a picture of the street too because as kids, we rode our bikes, we played tennis in the road, we played ball. I mean, it just whatever. I mean, that was we played in the street, and we just moved when cars were coming through. So anyway, yeah, I titled it Goodbye 7248, and I'm really glad I got these pictures. So I decided to use this very faint teal chevron kind of arrow type paper. It's just gorgeous, and the colors in this kit, I love them. Especially this has to be my favorite piece of paper in the whole kit, and it's this brown taupey gray. I don't even know what to call it. If you guys know what to call, if you have it, let me know because I love it so much. And so I don't dare want to use it all because I think it's kind of like Shamil, you pick something, if this is going to be the themed album, so you kind of pick one element that goes throughout, that you have on the same page throughout that album. And to me, it might just be the sheet of paper. I would love more of it, but yeah, I don't have any more of it. But if anybody has an extra piece and they're not using it, let me know and I'll buy it from you. Anyway, so I'm just mounting these pictures. This has tiny little green and blue, not really flowers, but little flecks that go in a circle so they can kind of imitate flowers. And I'm just kind of mounting it on that to give it a little bit of lift and pop. And this was before I was putting the borders on my pictures on the Canon selfie. I was kind of, I don't know why I wasn't doing that before. I guess I just wasn't used to the look, but I'd go ahead and border it on paper, so go figure that one out. I don't know, but yeah, this page was kind of sad for me to make, but it's therapeutic. It's happy for me to make too, and I'm happy because my parents really love where they're living now, and they stop by and I'm like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, oh, we've been out doing this. And Dad said, there's not a day we don't go somewhere and do something. And he said, we've done more because they got here in May and it's already mid-August. So they've been here 3 full months. And they said they've done more in 3 months out and about than they did the whole last year in Tacoma. I think Tacoma is just so hustle and bustle. And I mean, when you're looking at this house, there's a house right next to it to the left, which used to be a blueberry patch that us kids always picked blackberries. Blackberry bushes used to be there. And then the busy street was right there. I-5, Interstate 5, is 2 blocks up the road. So, and it's 5 lanes of traffic each way. That's where I learned how to drive. So it's like madhouse, almost take your life in your hands, just pulling out of the back alley or out of the front here. And there's no stoplight right there, so traffic coming both ways. The main road is 72nd, so it's like 2 lanes each way. So if you want to go to the left going towards I-5, you have to cross over 2 lanes of traffic, and people are, so I don't know. I'm just really, really glad my parents are in a smaller town now. It's just perfect for them as far as traffic goes. I'm sure there can still be traffic here, but not nearly what they're used to. So they want to get out and do things more and stuff. And they've come to visit quite a few times, so they already know a lot that's around to do. But they're also getting to know more of the streets in the town, just driving around, and so I think that's good. And they're actually getting more exercise doing that, which is really, really great for them. So my mom has troubles walking. She has low-grade tremors right now, and but I've noticed on days she just sits around, they're worse, and she has a harder time walking. Where she's been around walking all day, she walks faster. She can lift her feet up further off the ground than not. She shuffles more when she sits a lot. So she's definitely one. The more she moves around and exercises, the better she walks and does. And she doesn't want to hear that because she doesn't want to do exercise. But if her and Dad are just out doing errands and stuff, believe it or not, it's exercise. And she's out and she's moving, so I'm happy about that. If she doesn't want to go walking in the mornings with Dad, that's okay, because he makes sure that they get out and do things later on errand-wise, or just having lunch or going somewhere, and they'll go to Lowe's or Home Depot grocery shopping, and so she has to walk around to do all that. So to me, that's exercise for her, because before, what she was doing was just sitting, doing nothing. So I think they've both lost some weight too since they've been here. They eat out quite a bit. It's something they enjoy doing, which isn't always great, but it's just the two of them at home to cook for. And actually, we have to get them a new oven. The stovetop works great, but the oven burns the bottom and the top isn't even done yet. So they're just going to buy a whole new range thing going on. And I think they're going to go with gas, because that's what they had at home. And they do have the gas hookup. They have the option in this home, which is great, in their new home. So this page is going together pretty well. It's nothing fancy. I'm just using a lot of the Maggie Holmes Project Life cards. It's helping me a lot with the layering, and it's helping me save some paper for future kits. And I'm also going to be able to, because I took so many pictures on the trip, that I'm going to kind of do the Project Life thing, even though I don't do Project Life, and just print off some of the extras and have them on the opposite page in the Project Life pocket pages, because now I do have these cards to help out with that, and I'll be able to print out all the pictures I want. There's no way I can scrapbook every single picture from this trip. It would just take me the next 2 years probably, and I have other things I really want to scrapbook, so that's probably what I'm going to be doing soon. I've really highlighted the main, not all of them. There's still a few that I want to do main pictures with that you'll see, but for the most part, I've documented the house and the moving and the filling the van, and of course our trip cross country. So I've gotten quite a few done that are main pieces that I'm happy with. The card I just laid down I really like. It's kind of a gray color, and it has white keys on it, like house keys, so I thought that was really, really neat. And I am big for cutting up a card and using it in 2 different places. So this piece here I'm fidgeting with is the bottom of that tag up top where it says date, has the banner, and I'm just simply going to put that, put the date that we left home. And I'm really glad I kept up with this, because, in a year or two, I may not remember exactly what day we moved and things like that. And so I do think the new family is really enjoying their home. They're a young family, a military family, so they really appreciated that this was a place that Mom and Dad raised their family, and that they want to raise theirs. And they had a house fall through on them once before the owners changed their minds or something, and they were devastated because they really loved that home, and now they believe it was because they found this one. So even though the neighborhood isn't what it used to be compared to where they moved from, I guess it's excellent. So we were really, really happy to sell to these folks, and everything went so smoothly. It just makes you know in your heart that it was meant to be for both families involved. And my parents, it was easier for them to leave knowing that it's not going to be a rental or that a family's I need a drink, I'm sorry, that a family's moving in that is going to love the place that they loved so much. So I'm losing my voice. I've talked for a couple hours now on all these videos, so I'm sorry about that. I decided to use a wood veneer piece and the little hearts that come with it, and then I decided to use some birds and the music notes just because it's home. Oh, that's something I wanted to mention. My dad says, he's like now in the morning, because the busy street was there, you would hear cars just and trucks all night long and ambulances or whatever, And so we always kind of had a hard time sleeping for the 6 weeks when we went to visit my grandparents in the country in Oregon every summer, because it was too quiet, until like a week into it. Then you're used to the quiet. But he said he loves to wake up now. It's usually the sound of the birds chirping. He wakes up to birds chirping and he loves it. And yeah, they're just really loving it here. I'm so glad about this move for them. So it was the best thing ever. I'm using some of these super old Karen Foster outfits. You've seen these quite a bit, and it's kind of a brick color. And I liked it because that card with the pink in it, the flower buds on there are a slight lighter hue as this red. So it was kind of nice to pull in there. And here I'm just spelling out the word goodbye. And I think I'm talking to someone right now. I don't know why I'm stalling, but and we're continuing on. And then from the same set, I use the numbers and I put below our house number. So, and it's kind of funny because now my parents' new house number is a 7, and the house they left started with 7. So it's kind of a cool little tidbit. But anyway, thank you all for your sweet comments. You tell me so much of how this has reminded you. Many of you have moved your parents either near you or moved them to a safer place, or forever home as well. You always think sometimes as young adults you're going to stay in the same place until you pass, and many people do. But I think my parents knew they needed to go someplace else, and so it just made it all that much easier for us kids. And they had remodeled so much on the inside. To me, that helped me move because it looks so different than the house I grew up in. The outside looks exactly the same. But just some Heidi Swap gold lame, and I call this done. So thank you so much for being on this journey with me. It's awesome to have you, and I will see you next time. Happy scrapping, everybody. Bye.